Hi everyone, my name is Angie Meeker. I am a website designer and email marketer, and for about 12-15 years I had my own business building websites, and kind of in that process of building websites I just picked up some things along the way. One of the things I picked up is how to build a dropshipping website and how to build a website that sells t-shirts, where you go and you can create your own t-shirts and then turn around and sell them, and that company fulfills that order. So I thought that I would just hop on real quick and show you how kind of easy it is to set those things up. The hard part with these things is never really just getting set up. It's always in how you, particularly with dropshipping, it's in how you choose the right products and how you drive traffic to your site, whether that's, organic sharing or whether it's through paid advertising. So, and then some of the logistics of, someone else shipping something that you sold. So let me first just explain real quick, briefly, what dropshipping is. So dropshipping is when you sell someone else's product that they're the ones who fulfill that order. They deliver it. They create it. They sell it, they ship it to your customer. But your job really then is to just go and sell that to market and sell it. So yes, I know one of the commenters said that dropshipping is only I think she was a little bit confused she or he was a little bit confused that they thought dropshipping was like where you buy stuff from Amazon and then you turn around and resell it, and that is actually called arbitration. So that's something different altogether, and it's not a bad thing, it's just different than dropshipping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on and I'm going to show you two different ways to build a dropshipping site, two of probably the most popular ways to build it. Both are actually pretty low cost to get started. I think, again, the real challenge is in how you choose to market it and drive traffic to your site. So not so much the startup costs themselves. So if you, I think I'll probably post this video after I post it in the group at mynameisangie.com, which is where I blog, if you want to catch it later. But I won't use any affiliate links in this article or in this video or anything like that. So I'm not here to make money off of it. I'm just here to show you guys, because I know sometimes, one little spark like this can be the thing that starts you down a hobby that later turns into a paid hobby that later turns into a career. So that's exactly what happened with me anyway. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to shopify.com and we're going to say start a free trial. And I don't know if I've used this address before. If I have, then we will, Dave's Dropshipping. Store already exists with that. Dave's Dropshipping group. How's that? And we're just going to say create our store. Now, a lot of dropshipping kind of has become really popular since Shopify's been around, because it is so easy to go and create a store on Shopify. And then there are plugins or add-ons in the Shopify app store that you can add to your site that give you access to products that you can dropship. So we are just playing around. And so we're just getting started. So we're going to say next, and I will go ahead and put in some information here. I'm not going to put in my real address, so hopefully that goes through, because I don't want you guys to see my real address. I do live in Columbus, Ohio, though. That part's true. And then I don't need you to see my phone number. So we will make up a fake one here. I can always go and delete this later. So we will say enter our store. And you'll be able to see as I walk through this whole video. Honestly, I don't have any of this scripted. I have a few notes over here, but I have not practiced this already, so I'll try to go through these things just as quickly as we can. But you're going to see it just as if you had gone and done all of this yourself, really. So, all right. So I actually am not going to do much else with this store right now. Okay, so if we went and we viewed our online store right now, let me close My Name is Angie. If we viewed Dave's Dropshipping group right now, we have a website here. Okay, like we have one that quickly with Shopify. It's that quick to create a store. Now, before you actually launch the store, obviously, you want to come in and edit these things And Shopify gives you pretty good directions on how to do that under customize theme and add your domain and that sort of thing. But this is the first thing that you need. You have to have a website that you can sell these from. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is find products that we are going to go sell. And so we're going to go to the App Store here, and we are going to click on the very first one that shows up. So this one that says Oberlo, or Berlo, or I think it's pronounced Oberlo. That's how I think it's pronounced. That is an app, which actually is a whole other company that gives you access to products that you can drop ship. And the way that it does it is that it connects another website called Aliexpress to your Shopify store, so that you can go and kind of browse Aliexpress and choose what products you want to bring in to your Shopify store. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Log into our Shopify store. What was our domain? davesdropshippinggroup.com. Oh, we need the whole thing, don't we? That's right. So my daughter and I are playing around with the dropshipping store. We haven't even launched it yet, to be honest. We'd had one before and we didn't care for the niche that we were in, so we kind of just dropped it. Now we're starting over, and we're actually building. Please use a valid store name. What did I do? I got to take out the HTTP and that. So we're actually starting over, not on Shopify. We're using a WordPress website and WooCommerce with that, and I'll show you that before we get done too. Okay, so let's see. We wanted to add Oberlo, and because I was not logged in, it didn't add it. So we're going to add that. Add the app. And it's going to add this app to our store. We need to give it permission to do that. Excuse me, I need to move my recording real quick. So we're going to install this app onto our Shopify store. And again, this app connects us to Oberlo. Oberlo connects to other suppliers that you can choose products and import them into your store. Then when you sell them in your store, you're going to get paid for it, but the buyer, the supplier is going to be the one that ships that out. So you get paid. Part of what you're going to get paid is going to go to pay that supplier, but you're going to get to keep a part of the profit, right? And then that supplier is going to be the one to actually ship the product wherever it goes. So now that we're here, we're going to close some of these terms and things. You can read through those on your own. So now that we're here, we can just kind of start filtering, right? We can filter by women's clothing or toys and hobbies and beauty and health and all sorts of things. And then you can also filter by things like where are they selling to? And we want to choose they're selling to the United States. Now, I will say that there's another, you can use just this interface right here to search through products, and it's fine. Like it works just fine. You can look through all sorts of products here that you can sell on your store. There's another way too, and I don't have it installed right now. Maybe I'll just go ahead and try to add it. So there's an extension for Chrome, and I think it's the Oberlo extension, right? So what the extension does is it lets you browse the Aliexpress website directly and be able to get a little more information about the products that you're drop shipping. And I will totally explain this in just a minute. Again, I don't have all of this set up from the start. So let me add this and then I'll show you why this extension is important. Turn on sync. No, I don't want to turn on sync. Okay, so now we've got that added. Okay, so that little extension, this little one right here in the corner that says Aliexpress Product Importer, that's what this is, okay? And I'll show you what it does in just a minute, but let's go back to our products real quick, or back to our website. So now we've got where we can look for products, okay? Where we can look for products and import them into our store. Some of the things that you want to look for, do look for this little verified check mark. You want to look for shipping time. So a lot of times, I mean, people, if you listen to any talk about drop shipping, they're going to talk about the shipping times from overseas. A lot of the suppliers for these products, a lot of the suppliers for products that we buy here in the US are actually sourced overseas, and it takes them a while to ship here to the US. So you want to look and see what are the shipping times to get it here to the US because your person who's buying it from you has to be aware of that shipping time. So if you buy something from Amazon, that's going to take like a day or two to get to your house. If you buy something from one of these suppliers directly like this, you can look at some of these shipping times. It may be 3 weeks, it may be 10 days before you actually get that product to your customer, and sometimes even longer than that. So some of the things that you can do to mitigate that, you can look for this thing called ePacket. Anywhere that you see ePacket, that lets you track the shipping. And if you can track the shipping, and if there's some sort of guarantee with the shipping like there is with ePacket, then you can communicate that to your buyers even better. So what does it look like if we wanted to add one of these products to our cart? Now, a lot of the products that you're looking at right here, they seem sort of like silly and trendy, but some of them are actually really cool. Like these ponytail beanies, that was super hot this winter. Where you have a ponytail and your hair sticks out through the ponytail. I saw those everywhere this winter here in Columbus. So, let's just say that we wanted to add that to our import list. So we're going to add that product to our list. And then we're going to edit that product because the person who's selling it has a price, right? Like of how much that product cost. But then you then have to go and you want to add some profit on top of that. So like this, and you want to change the title and things like that. So you want to change the title to be something original. You could, if you had a collection on your site, like you could put this in women's accessories or something like that. And you could choose the type. We're not going to use those things right now. Okay. Right now, I'm literally just trying to show you kind of the basics of how do you get the store set up in the first place and where do you find the products to ship. So we want to come through the description. You'll want to come back through and kind of edit this just so that it's not the same exact description that you see on every site that's selling this. And then here in the variants is where you can set the actual price for it. So the cost for this ponytail hat plus the scarf, the cost to you is $9.49. Now you can add to that what profit you want to sell it for. So if you want to sell it for $20, then you can do that. You come in here and you say the price is $20 and that price is set. And then when that sells, you're going to make $10.51 profit. Now, if you wanted to put it on sale, you'd come over here and you'd say it's $18 or something along those lines. For right now, we're just going to say that this thing cost that much. So for this particular one and all of these variants, right? So variants are like this first one is black, this one is white, this one is pink, this one is cream. These are all variants. And right now I've set just the first one to $20, but we want to change all of the prices. We're going to set a new value to $20 so that they all cost $20 to the person who's buying it. So now you can see all of those variants change $20 and we're going to import that into our store. Excuse me, guys. I've had a bad cold for weeks. All right. So now that product that we just searched for in Oberlo has been added to our Shopify store. Now it's going to be a product in our Shopify store, and we're going to be able to then see it on our site. Now, remember I said you needed to change things like the title. That's because the title is going to come in as this generic ponytail, beanies, and scarf sets, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'll show you the individual product on this site that we are creating. That's kind of a dummy site. And there it is right there. And it really is kind of that easy. I'll be honest. Like, you can come now onto this site and you can choose your beanie and your scarf. And I swear, you guys, I think my daughter actually bought this exact one in a store somewhere. And then you can add it to your cart, or you can buy it right now with PayPal. And what's going to happen is that when this person buys this product, again, you're going to get paid. Part of what you're paid is going to go to pay the supplier, and then part of it is going to be that profit. And then the the company that you bought it from is going to ship it. So they typically, and like I said, especially when it's coming from overseas, it takes a long time. So a lot of that might be 10, 15, 20, 25 days. And here's the thing, you might think, oh, people aren't going to wait that long. They will. They'll wait that long for, if the price is right, or the quality is good, or the marketing was just right, they'll wait that long. Just let them know. Make sure they know here in your description. Make sure you say somewhere, estimated shipping time is 2 to 3 weeks, and that will be okay. All right. So again, that is, if you're taking notes, I haven't made a scratch, I haven't made like a download or a PDF or anything for you. But the way that I just did this was we started with a Shopify store. I just started a free trial. You saw how easy that was, right? We added the Oberlo app, and we did that by going here to apps and then adding the Oberlo app. And then once we did that, then we imported products. We searched for products and we imported them into our store. Now, after you've done that, then you'll see it in your products inside of your Shopify dashboard, and then you can see it on the front end of your site. Now, again, if this were your actual website, you would need to come in and edit all of this content before you launched it. But look, there's that product right on the very front page of our site, and our featured collection is that scarf set. Now, Shopify, it's been a while since I've created a store with Shopify. I don't know off the top of my head what their prices are right now, but let's see if we can find out. Shopify is not free. So let's see, pricing. So, right, that's right. It's $29 a month. So for $29 a month, that's what it costs to start a Shopify store. And that will include everything that you need except for your top level domain. So like Dave's Shop, dropshippinggroup.com or something along those lines. You have to buy that separately. That's typically about $15 or $20 depending on the domain that you'll use with this store, because you don't want to have to tell people to go to Dave's dropshippinggroup.myshopify.com. That's silly. So, all right. So this is one way to do it. So Shopify with Oberlo, importing products onto your site. That's one way to do it. Now we can go also to, remember I said we installed this Oberlo extension on our site, and I want to show you what that does. So I'm going to go to a website called Aliexpress.com. And if you've ever heard of Alibaba, which is kind of like the Chinese version of Amazon, AliExpress is very similar to it. And in fact, I think it's actually like the public facing Alibaba. So what this lets you do, let's say that we wanted to come to Alibaba and we wanted to search for, actually my little thing here is not on. Well, hold on just a second. I might have to create an account real quick. What did I use? That little extension, the little extension I just showed you, that Oberlo extension. Oh, I might already have one that I can't remember the password for. Let's see. What is that, you guys? I can't take these verification things. Okay, if I can't figure this out, I'll just tell you, because sometimes I forget my passwords. All right, so what this does is it lets you, that little Chrome extension right there, what it does is it lets you go to the AliExpress website, which is where Oberlo's pulling their products from, and it lets you just filter by different things than you can filter by here. So it lets you filter by the suppliers in the US. So that cuts down your shipping time, right? It lets you filter by only products that are e-packet, where e-packet's available, which is great because that lets you track shipping for your customer. It lets you filter by how many people have purchased this product, or how many people, like here you can see that information, but you can't filter by it. It lets you filter by like how many reviews does the product have, and how many have they sold, how many people are satisfied, that sort of thing. It lets you filter by all of that, and then when you find a product on AliExpress that you like, that Chrome extension, that Oberlo Chrome extension, lets you import that right into your Oberlo account, and then you can import it into your Shopify store. So it's pretty helpful. We liked it a lot, and I'll tell you, my daughter's 11. She really kind of gets into this idea of being able to go through and kind of curate the products that she wants to sell on our store. So I'm going to close this actually, and I'm going to come over and show you another way that you can do this. So this is a website that we're building. It's not done yet, so everything's still kind of generic, called Charlie Grant, and this is going to be our clothing and accessories for tween girls site. So you can see it's all still generic, and this is actually a WordPress website. So WordPress websites are open source, which means that you get to control basically everything about the site. And WordPress websites can be hosted or installed basically for really anything from, on a good host for an e-commerce store like this, you really need to be on a decent host. And so you can go to a company like Flywheel or Liquid Web or Pagely, SiteGround. Those are all well-respected hosting companies. WP Engine, ours, I think this one is on Flywheel, but some of my other sites are on WP Engine. They're a little more expensive, but like maybe between $15, $25, $30 a month. But the difference is that when you're using WordPress, a lot of the plugins or the add-ons that you need to kind of extend the functionality of your store, you're not going to have to pay for those additionally. So you may have to. I'm not saying that every plugin is free, because that's not the case, but a lot of the additions to your site, or a lot of what you can do with your sites, are already built into WordPress by way of the WordPress themes available for free through the WordPress repository, or plugins that are available. Okay, so this is a WordPress website. On my blog, my name is Angie.com, there's a whole section on how to start a blog or a WordPress website. You can read that and figure out how do you get this installed in the first place. So on this site, we're using a theme that's called Astra, A-S-T-R-A. And then we're also using a demo for that is for e-commerce stores. So this entire demo came with this layout that looks very much like an e-commerce store. And right now, all of this is just dummy content. But you're thinking, okay, well, if on Shopify I used Oberlo, how am I going to sell stuff on WordPress? Well, here's how you do it when you're using WordPress. Number one, you install this plugin called WooCommerce. Now, again, this is a quick overview. I'm not here to build an entire site in WordPress right now, because that takes a little bit too long. But we want to first install WordPress on a host like WP Engine or Flywheel. The second thing we want to do is install the plugin called WooCommerce, which is an e-commerce platform. It lets you sell things. And then after you've done that, that's when you have to then go and find products that you want to sell. Now, Oberlo does have a WooCommerce extension. So that same thing that we just did over in Shopify, you can do that same thing with WordPress, but that's not how we are doing it. So one of the things I told you that we had played around with a Shopify store in the past with Oberlo, and decided that we just wanted to kind of go a different direction with it. That's because we were really put off by those long shipping times from overseas, and we wanted to use a marketplace, or like to be able to choose our products from suppliers here in the US. So we knew that if we were shipping from the US, that our shipping times would be less. So the way that we're doing that is with a company called Spocket. And give me just a second and I'll show you. If you go to their website, you can see the company name is Spocket. And you can see this little link for WooCommerce here that will tell you more about how you use Spocket with WooCommerce. And so here we are within the Spocket website that is connected to my WordPress WooCommerce website. And what we are going to do, very much the same way. You can search for products here. You can filter by price, location, and supplier, that sort of thing. And so like we would, like, oh man, my daughter would just love this one that says head inside. That's pretty funny. Let's see what else. I'm trying to find one that I actually would want to import. Oh, she would probably like those pants. Okay, So she might like these pants. So we're going to click on them, and the picture, my internet's being a little bit slow right now, but the pictures will come up there. And you can come over here and you can add to your import list. You can do things like open the product variations and see how many there are. We're going to go ahead and add that to our import list because I like it. And now you can see the difference here is that the processing time is 1 to 2 days, and here in the US the shipping time is 1 to 3 days. So that feels pretty different to the person who's buying the product. That, you know, the difference between 3 weeks and 2 days is a lot. So all right, so once you've chosen some products that you want to import, then you want to come over to your import list, and kind of the same way that we did in Shopify, you want to come over and change the variants. So the price here that we pay is $13.59, and then you can set the price for that. So you can say, I want the sales price to be $32. You can set it to be a particular profit. So you can say, I want to profit 30%, which would be $17.67. That's not very much profit, especially in clothing. So, all right. So once you've done that, then we want to push it to the store once you have everything here set that you want to. So if you're following kind of the general flow for drop shipping is you have to have a website, right? So the two major choices are Shopify or WordPress with WooCommerce. And the second thing that you have to have is a way to import products from drop shipping suppliers. So with Shopify, the most popular way to do that is with Oberlo, which pulls from Aliexpress. Or if you're using WordPress and WooCommerce, you can also use Oberlo, or you can look at Spocket, which has products primarily that are made and shipped in the US. Once you've imported the product, once you've found the product that you want, and you've changed the variations in the marketplace itself, like in Spocket or Oberlo, then you want to push it to your store. Once it gets pushed to your store, then you want to make sure that you actually publish it as a live product, and it'll be available on your site. So that's really it. It's not too complicated to set up the technical side of drop shipping. Again, the complicated part, really not even complicated, it's just where all the hard work lies, is in figuring out how you're going to promote your store. It's very easy to set up a store. It's not as easy to get traffic to that store so that people buy your products. And it's especially hard when you're first starting out because you have to figure out what products are going to work, what products are going to sell, and that sort of thing. So not at all to discourage you if you're willing to put in the work to learning how do you promote your business online, basically. How do you promote your products online? Then dropshipping is a really great way to get started earning money online because, as you just saw, there's literally hardly any investment to get started. A website on Shopify is $29 a month, a website plus your domain. So you could get started right now on Shopify, including your domain, for about $50, maybe a little less, depending on the domain. And you can get started using WordPress and WooCommerce, depending on the hosting company that you choose to set up your WordPress website, anywhere between about $15 and $35, or $15 and $50, $15 for hosting, another $15 for domain. So $30 to $50 depending on where you got your hosting. Now again, here's what I want you to hear. If you're thinking about doing the WordPress plus WooCommerce, don't go with a cheap host. Okay, there are some hosting companies out there you can get for like $3 a month. Don't use those. They suck. Okay, and they're going to be really bad for e-commerce specifically. So don't use those. All right, that's it. If you have any questions, you go ahead and drop them. I guess I'll like I said, I'll post this on mynameIsAngie.com, but I also post it in the comments of the Dave Ramsey group. If you have any questions, just reply to the video directly. And I know I saw there are a couple other actual dropshippers in the group, like people who have businesses dropshipping. So they probably are going to either correct something I've said or they'll chime in with some additional information. I come a little more from, as far as dropshipping goes, we personally, my family, we've not started actually selling the products that we're importing into our store. We're still building it. But you can see that the actual building of the store is not really all that difficult. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick little half an hour tutorial, and that it opened up your eyes to how you could get started drop shipping. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll talk to you later. Bye.